Hello again, everyone. Michael here with Felicity, November 8033 Fox, a Cessna flight training device that I built right here at home. It is Monday, the 12th of May, 2025, the day after Mother's Day. I do hope you all had a wonderful weekend, wherever you may be around the world. Welcome back to the channel. Okay, this evening, continuing with our IFR practice. This is going to be sort of a hybrid type flight, I'm hoping. We are going to be on the ground at the Van Nuys Airport in California, Kilo Victor November Yankee. And the plan is to depart out of Van Nuys VFR and fly the LAX mini route southbound and then pick up IFR into the Catalina airport. There's a couple reasons for this. An actual IFR route essentially doubles our flight time today, and I didn't necessarily want to do that, so I'm going to kind of make a hybrid VFR departure, and then we'll pick up IFR into our destination. At least that's hopefully what we're going to be able to do today. So let's go ahead and talk about where we're at, where we're going to go, and take a quick look at the weather. Let me go ahead and share my for-flight screen here with you all. And here we are on the ground at the Van Nuys Airport. We'll take a look real quick at Van Nuys. It is currently reported VFR. Winds are 130 at 9 to 18 knots. Visibility is 10. We have a few clouds at 4,000 above ground level. Temperature 21, dew point 11. Altimeter 2986. With a density altitude of 1,944 feet. So not too terrible there. About 1,000 feet over field elevation. The runway choices are, well, looks like 16 right and 34 left today, because 16 left is closed. With the winds at 130, I would imagine it's going to be 16 right for departure. Again, we'll have to listen to the ATIS to know for sure once we get into the plane there. More importantly, we need to talk about Catalina. This is sort of where this is our intended destination, and looks like unfortunately it's transitioned to low IFR recently. Let's see, winds are 250 at 15 knots with an overcast layer at 400 feet. This could prove to be very interesting. Field elevation is 1,602 feet. And if clouds are 400 feet AGL, our cloud layer is going to be at about 2,000 feet MSL. So this could prove to be kind of interesting. Temperatures 13, dew points 11, altimeter 2993. So if our cloud layer is at 2,000 feet MSL, this could be a bit difficult, because if we look at the approach we're going to use, which is the VOR Alpha, GPS Alpha today, our minimum descent altitude is 2,580 feet. Are we going to be able to establish the field from that altitude with a overcast layer at 400 AGL? I don't know. That could be very difficult. But that's hopefully going to be the plan today. If we have to go mist, then we'll go mist, and we'll divert back to mainland and land somewhere back on the coast. So that's sort of the plan that I have in my head. Let's take a quick look at this approach real quick. We're using the VOR or GPS Alpha because we are coming in from the north and not so much the south. I'll show you real quick. If we were coming in from the south, we'd cross over the Catalina, VOR, fly out, and then do the procedure turn, come back in. But since we're coming in from the north, the VOR Bravo doesn't really make sense today. More so than it does the GPS Alpha. So let's go ahead and brief this approach real quick. This is the one we're going to be flying. This is the GPS Alpha into the Catalina airport. On the missed approach, we're going to do a climbing left turn to 3,400 into the Catalina Vortex holding pattern. Local weather is 120.675. SoCal approach 127.4. And the CTAF frequency is 122.7. So once we get to the Catalina VOR, we will cross that. We'll make a 45-degree right-hand turn. And then continue to fly, what is that, 195, and then do the 180-degree back into the 015. Cross back over the Catalina VOR at 3,400 feet. Wait, did I read that right? All right, 3,400, okay. So on the inbound, we're at or above 3,100 feet after we cross the Catalina VOR. So on the outbound, we're at or above 3,400, and then on the inbound, we're at or above 3,100. And then our minimum descent altitude is 2,580 feet with 1.25 statute miles of visibility. 2,580 feet. So our MDA is still almost 600 feet above our cloud layer. So yeah, this could be quite interesting. Let's look at this weather again, just to be sure. Catalina, winds, cloud layer 400 feet overcast. And our field elevation is 1,600 feet. So there's a very real possibility that we might have to go missed on this approach if we don't have contact with this field at our MDA. And if that's the case, there's really no choice but to divert back and head back into the mainland somewhere. Possibly John Wayne could be a good possibility there. We have a couple others we could possibly use as well. But we'll kind of figure that out as we move along. Anyway, I do want to thank you all for coming in and hanging out for a bit today. I want to real quick give a thank you to Zoberland, who came in with a new channel follow while we were offline last week. So thank you for that channel follow. Look forward to flying with you at some point in time. So yeah, one of two things is going to happen. We're either going to make contact with the field and we'll be able to put our plane down, or we're going to be looking down at a huge cloud layer over the airport, not be able to make the runway, and have to turn around and basically head back in somewhere. Hopefully we can make ground contact. Things might change between now and by the time we get there. Things might worsen between now and the time we get there. But anyway, thanks for coming in. Let's go ahead and head over to the plane. I don't think there's really much else we really need to discuss. We could discuss real quick about the mini route. It starts at the Santa Monica VOR, and then we're flying southbound 12 out the 128 radio from the Santa Monica VOR, crossing over the Los Angeles airport, essentially directly over the 24 numbers. Then, of course, it is a Class Bravo, so we do need to make sure that we get the Bravo clearance. Even though we're approved on the mini route, we need to get that Bravo clearance because we are going to be VFR as we make our way southbound through Los Angeles. So, okay, that being said, I do want to thank you all for coming in. Let's head over to the plane, and we'll kind of get walk around done and get our bird started up and get a VFR departure out of Van Nuys. So I'll see you there in just a couple of minutes. I do want to thank you for coming in today.
Connected to Pilot Edge.
Alright, everyone. Welcome aboard Felicity. My name is Michael. I will be your pilot today from Van Nuys to Catalina Island. I do hope you all enjoy the flight. Rob Valkyrie, hello. Welcome on in. Hope you're well. So again, we're departing VFR. We're going to fly the mini route southbound to get through the Los Angeles Bravo and then pick up IFR into Catalina. The primary reason an IFR route from here to Catalina essentially sort of doubles our flight time today. It's not something I really wanted to do. So we're going to kind of make this a hybrid flight. And I'm noticing that my panel lighting is flickering a little bit. I'm not sure what's up with that. Just turn it down just some. Maybe a power issue there. It has been quite a while since we've been able to fly, so I do apologize about that. But because of that, we do need to do a thorough pre-flight and walk around. So let me go ahead and get some switches on here. Beacon, landing, taxi light, nav light, strobe light, pitot heat. We'll get the flaps down. And we'll do a quick walk around here, starting with our baggage door that is secure. Our left rudder cable is tight. Elevator rudder free and correct. The beacon and anti-collision light are working. The right rudder cable is tight. VFR and navigation antennas are in place. The right flap is tight. Right aileron is free and correct. We have a working strobe on the right with a green nav light. Take a look at our right main gear. That looks good. Our front main looks good. Our strut looks good. Exhaust is secure. The prop and spinner look good there. No signs of cracks or chipping. Our static port is free and clear. Our pitot tube is warm, so we can get our pitot heat off. Our stall horn and landing light and taxi light are both working, so we can get those loads off of there. We have a working strobe on the left with a red nav light, so we can get our nav lights off. We can get our strobes off. Left aileron is free and correct. Left flap is tight. Our left main looks good there. And fuel caps are installed and streamlined. We'll have a seat back in the cockpit. Everything looks good to go on our pre-flight walk around. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything here. No, everything looks good there. Alright, exterior checklist is complete. We'll move right along to our interior checklist. We'll go over the quick safety acronym. Seat belts, air vents, fire extinguishers behind us. If you see any airplanes in the sky, please feel free to call them out. I might sometimes need you to be quiet, most likely because I'm talking to ATC. And if that's the case, I'll hold up just kind of one finger like that if I need you to remain quiet. And then, of course, I'll let you know when it's good to talk again. The exits, the doors open outward. They open the same way you came in. You just push the handle down. You'll hear the latch unlock, and then the door opens outward. And then, of course, it closes inward. Do you have any questions about the real short safety briefing I went over? JJ, hello, welcome on in. And then Christine Simmer says, I'll never fly again, but this is really cool. Well, I appreciate that. It's a pride and joy, a labor of love, so welcome aboard, Felicity. Hope you enjoy the flight today. Circuit breakers are all in, and alternate static air is in. And tech time 1053.5. And that completes our interior checklist. There's obviously an underlying reason why Christine Simmer will never fly again. I'm not going to ask what it is, but I'm dying to know what it is. But I'm sure that reasons do exist. So we will move right along to our startup checklist here. Seat track, let me get scooted up so I can reach the flight controls. That feels good there. Avionics are off, carb heat is off. Make sure it's going to go full rich. Throttle slate. Let's get 3 on the primer. Move the primer out. Okay, there's 1. Slowly pull it out. Let it fill that bowl up. Push it in. There's 2. Slowly pull it out. Let that bowl fill up, and then push it in. If you prime too fast, you can actually aerate your fuel. A lot of people don't know that, but it is very true. We don't want to aerate our fuel. Okay, 3 on the primer. That is in and locked. Brakes are going to go on. Clear prop. Let's make sure that we are clear. We're clear on the left, clear front, clear right, and clear behind us. Everything looks good there. Okay, here we go. Brakes are on. Master beacon. Alright, mags are gonna go to start right away. I'm looking for oil pressure and RPM. If I don't have either of those, we'll be shutting down because there's a problem with the engine. Here we go. Clear. Okay, we do have engine RPM and oil pressure is in the green. Everything looks good there. Let's go ahead and get our landing light on for safety. And that concludes our startup checklist. We will move right along to our pre-taxi checklist, which we're not ready to taxi yet. Let's go ahead and get done what we can get done. Let's get our flaps up. 2 bad experiences. Will advise when I'm ready. Okay. And we'll get our seatbelt on here. Well, I do have to applaud because I think 1 bad experience might be enough for me not to fly. But 2 bad experiences says you were able to overcome the 1, and I have to give you props for that. I don't even know what they are yet. Flaps are up, seatbelts on, avionics gonna go on, bus 1, bus 2, G5's coming alive, 650's up, 430's up. Current until May 15th, 2025, but we got a couple more days before we need to update our database. Okay. Alright.
TOS system test okay.
Alright, good to know, thank you. Altimeter, ATIS. What is ATIS here at Van Nuys?
Reed Foxtrot here. Connect to Cal approach on 134.2. 34.2, 8 Foxtrot Sierra, thank you.
Van Nuys info. ATIS 127.55. That's the one thing I love about Pilot
Cal
Edge.
approach here is 768 Foxtrot Sierra, 6
Short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information Foxtrot.
All of the frequencies match the real world frequencies.
Van Nuys Airport. ATIS information Foxtrot. 2351 Zulu. Wind 120 at 9er. Gust 18. Visibility 10. Few clouds at 4000. Temperature T1. Dew point 11. Altimeter 2986. Arriving and departing runways 16 left, 16 right. Visual approaches in use. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information Foxtrot.
Foxtrot.
Van Nuys Airport. ATIS information Foxtrot. 2351 Zulu. Wind 120 at 9er. Gust 18. Visibility 10. Few clouds at 4000. Temperature T1. Dew point 11. Altimeter 2986. Arriving and departing runways 16 left, 16 right. Visual approaches in use.
Alright, 986 is current, altimeter at Van Nuys, and field elevation is 802 feet. I'm showing 760 feet. If we were to move that to 802 feet, we would have what, 29990. I'm gonna run with that because I know that's gonna be field elevation. We're a couple points off from the broadcasted ATIS, which is probably gonna transition any minute because that's about 60 minutes old looking at the current weather information. But as long as I know that my altimeter is set for field elevation, should be relatively accurate. But that is one of the things I enjoy about flying the Pilot Edge network, is all of the frequencies are what they actually are published on my EFB and ForeFlight and what they actually are. So we get our ATIS, we set our transponders, the altimeter. Okay, that's on there, altimeter. KW for life, welcome on in, good evening, hope you're well. ADSB is tied into our 650, so that's good to go. Radio, we do need to test that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, enter, active, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Testing. Alright, so radio is good to go. Taxi light as required, brakes are on, altitude indicator will test on the roll as well as our turn coordinator. Let's go ahead and set our heading indicator to compass right now. We are right about there-ish, almost due north. And I want to say that there's actually a run-up pad here at Van Nuys. I could be wrong. Procedure info. What am I looking for here? Procedure, airport diagram. Maybe it's John Wayne I'm thinking of that has a run-up pad. Let's just go ahead and get run-up done, and we'll just do that. Alright, we are clear behind us. Run-up checklist, brakes are on, fuel is on both, trim is set for takeoff. Flight controls, we are down on the right, up on the left, down on the left, up on the right. Elevator and rudder, free and correct there. Instruments are looking good, mixture's in for best power, primer is in and locked, brakes are on, looking for 1600 RPM, here we go. Left mag, there's an RPM drop, looks good, let's get back to both. Right mag, there's an RPM drop, that looks good, let's get back to both. Carb heat, there's an RPM drop, let's bring the idle back, make sure we can stay running with carb heat on. Looks good there, okay, let's get back up to 1500. When we turn that carb heat off, that should bring us back up to about 1600 or so. There it is, okay, suctions in the green, oil pressure and oil temperature look good, fuel flow looks good. Okay, let's go and idle back here, and run up is good there. Does Van Nuys? I want to say there's a clearance here at Van Nuys. Clearance 126.6. I want to say the mini route starts. I want to say the mini route starts here at clearance as well. I need to request a mini route at clearance. I'm often confused whether I can request that at clearance or if we need to coordinate that through flight following to ground. ATIS didn't say. 126.6. Ground 121.7. We'll get that on standby. One of two things is going to happen. I'm either going to make a fool out of myself or I'm not. Let's make sure it's quiet. Let's get the Santa Monica VOR tuned in here. 110.8. Get that on COM 2. Okay. And then that's going to be the 128 radial. Yeah. Alright, it starts at Santa Monica Tower. GPS routing, Asimo direct during normal tower operating hours. Santa Monica Tower will coordinate transitions through the mini route. After normal operating hours, contact LAX Tower. Okay. So I should be able to just contact ground to get a VFR departure out of Van Nuys, and then contact. Well, I might be able to just coordinate flight following through Van Nuys ground. Gold G77, welcome aboard Felicity. Thanks for the channel follow. I should be able to just coordinate flight following to Van Nuys from Van Nuys, or to Catalina from Van Nuys ground. Iowa Scotsman, hello, welcome on in. Thank you so much for your resubscription to the channel for 14 months in a row. Greatly appreciated. Your continued support means so much to me. I hope you are doing well, my friend. Yeah, I don't think I should need to contact clearance delivery for VFR departure. It didn't say that in the ATIS. Let's double check, but it didn't say that in the ATIS.
A 16 right approach in use. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information Golf.
Oh, Golf is now current.
Van Nuys Airport. ATIS information Golf. 0051 Zulu. Wind 130 at 11. Visibility 10. Ceiling 4,200 broken. Temperature 21. Dew point 10. Altimeter 2985. Arriving and departing runways 16 left, 16 right. ILS runway 16 right approach in use. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information Golf.
Golf.
Van Nuys Airport.
Golf is current. Okay, 985, and we've got 990 for field elevation. So that didn't change as much as I thought it was going to. That's kind of okay, Goldie. Yeah, okay. That's kind of what I was thinking. It starts at Santa Monica Tower. So contact ground for VFR departure south. Then call a tower once we're clear the class Delta. Okay.
John Wayne clearance delivery. Skyhawk 627 Delta Mike.
Appreciate that
IFR
feedback.
to Carlsbad.
Or 67 Delta Mike John, and clearance clear to the Palomar Airport, flighting 175. Crater vector is Dana, that has filed. Maintain 5,000. Departure frequency 128.1. Squawk 3415.
Clear to Carlsbad, flighting 175, radar vector Dana, 5,000, 128.1, and squawk 3415 for 7 Delta Mike.
Or 67 Delta
Go
Mike.
to 77. I appreciate that, and your forthcoming there. I can't tell you how many times I found out after the fact it was, oh, by the way, I was your controller. But I've made a lot of friends that way. So, but thank you for that. Okay, alright, so we're on Van Nuys ground. We've already done our run-up. We've got the most recent ATIS Golf. And we're here at Signature. Alright, we're good to go. Alright, sounds clear. Altimeters, okay. Van Nuys ground, Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot. We are parked over here at Signature West, looking to pick up VFR departure to the south. We have ATIS Golf.
Alright, 033 Foxtrot, Van Nuys ground, runway 16 right, taxi via Alpha Charlie.
16 right via Alpha Charlie, Skyhawk 8032 Foxtrot. Six right via Alpha Charlie. Well, Goldsy, thank you for that, because once I am out of the mini route, I will be requesting a pop-up IFR into Catalina, because unfortunately that airport is currently under IFR. But I didn't want to necessarily double my flight time flying the full IFR route today out of Van Nuys. So. Alright, I appreciate it. Sounds good. Alright, parking brake's gonna go off. Okay, let's do a brake test. Feels good there. Okay, let's make sure no traffic cars are gonna hit us as we get over here to Alpha. Our run-up is already complete. Okay, Santa Monica Tower 120.1. Let's get that on standby.
John Wayne ground, Scout 627 Delta Mike at Eastern parking, request taxi.
Number 67 Delta Mike, John Wayne ground, runway 20 LAX via Charlie Kilo.
Taxi to 20 left via Charlie Kilo, 47 Delta Mike.
Alright, we'll double check heading indicator compass. That looks good there. Winds were out of 130. So they're coming from my... Got a right quarterling tailwind, so we'll put left aileron. We'll bring that right aileron down, left aileron up for some wind correction as we taxi along here. and Charlie's all the way at the end. Actually, what we need to do is get Tower on standby. I put Santa Monica Tower on standby. We need Van Nuys Tower. Alright, let's go ahead and just put 120.1 in COM 2 just so I can kind of have that looking at it. And then Van Nuys Tower 16 right, 119.3. So, what I've come to learn between VATSIM and Pilot Edge, VATSIM likes to tell you to contact Tower. That's not necessarily how it works in the real world. We're just going to contact Tower once we get up here. And we're at Delta, so Charlie's going to be the next one. Alright, here's our hold short line. Let's make sure we stop here.
Approaching runway 16 right.
Alright, let's go ahead and swap over. We're on tower frequency.
LAX clearance delivery, Skyhawk 551 Echo Sierra. I'd like to pick up our instrument to SNA for the I-6 rating.
Number 551 Echo Sierra, Los Angeles clearance, cleared to the John Wayne Airport by the CLH 8 departure. Radar vectors CLH direct. Climb via acidic set maintain 5,000. Departure frequency 125. Correction, climb via acidic set maintain 4,000. Departure frequency 125.2. Squawk 5053.
Okay, clear John Wayne via SLI 8. Radar vectors then direct, except maintain 4,000.
JJ,
departure on 125.2, squawk 5053, 551 Echo Sierra.
I think that's kind of a combination of VATSIMisms. If they're really busy, you know, I've been told to monitor tower, and they've told me they've given me a clearance, a takeoff clearance before I was, you know, before I called them. They just asked if I was on frequency. I'm like, yep. Then you're like cleared for takeoff. So there is some VATSIM-isms there.
67 Delta Mike, John Wayne Tower, runway 20 left at Kilo, cleared for takeoff.
I wouldn't expect a takeoff clearance unless I called them up. But, you know, as far as the run-up goes, I make sure I get that done before I even get to the hold short line. Alright, so we're on tower, okay. Van Nuys Tower, Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot. We are holding short of 16 right, number 1 ready, VFR.
8033 Foxtrot, Van Nuys Tower, proceed on course. Runway 16 right, cleared for takeoff.
16 right, cleared for takeoff on course, Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot. Strobes going on.
Approaching runway 16 right. Entered runway 16 right.
Takeoff,
7,900 feet remaining.
Okay, doors, windows, landing lights, strobes. Okay. Alright, here we go. Let's grab center line. On course is approved. We have this display threshold that doesn't affect our takeoff roll here. Oh, that wind's coming, really coming strong, isn't it? Alright, let's ease that power in. Slow is fast in these crosswinds here. Let's put that rudder in for center. Keep that wind correction in. And we are ready to rotate. Alright, we're up.
Number 67 Delta Mike, contact departure.
Definitely keep that wind correction in.
Over to departure. 7 Delta Mike.
Stay over the runway, Michael.
LAX ground, Skyhawk 551 Echo Sierra at Atlantic FBO, ready to taxi with Lima.
November 551 Echo Sierra, Los Angeles ground, runway 25 left, taxi via Alpha Foxtrot.
25 left via Alpha Foxtrot 551 Echo
There's
Sierra.
our marker. Okay, now we can get our Santa Monica Tower on standby, which was 120. 120.1. Then when we're ready, we'll switch over to that, and then we'll request the VFR, the mini route southbound at 2,500. So I have two bass butt kicker modulators, bass modulators, whatever you want to call them, sound haptics underneath the left and right pilot seats here. And I think that the left one is starting to work itself loose because I can hear it kind of vibrating the seat frame. That's a new condition, so I'll have to check that at some point in time. So I'm sorry if that sort of is reverberating into the audio. Alright, we're 2,500 feet. Let's go ahead and level up here. We'll put some nose down trim in. See what we're looking like.
Class Delta in 4.0 miles.
Alright, we're just about out of the Van Nuys Delta.
Class Charlie above.
Alright, let's go ahead and switch over to Santa Monica. Sounds quiet. Santa Monica Tower, Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot, VFR request.
033 Foxtrot, Santa Monica Tower, go ahead.
Good evening, Larry Type 172, about 5 miles north of the Santa Monica VOR. I'd like to request a mini route northbound to southbound at 2,500.
Overhead 033 Foxtrot, squawk 1347, proceed to Loyola, join the mini route southbound.
1347, proceed Loyola to join the mini route southbound Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot.
Class Delta in 0. Class Bravo in 5.5.
That's a new one to me, Loyola. Where am I finding that at? Okay. Man, it's windy up here today. Santa Monica Pier.
Number 8033 Foxtrot, contact LA helicopters 119.8.
119.8, November 8033 Foxtrot. LA helicopter, Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot is on the mini route, northbound to southbound 2500.
8233 Foxtrot, LA helicopters on it.
Alright, so I've got Santa Monica VOR tuned in here. So
8033 Foxtrot, ident.
Identing November 8033 Foxtrot.
Class Delta in 2.3 miles.
VOR cleared to LA, Class Bravo, airspace, city mini route southbound, maintain VFR at 2,500, report overhead.
We are clear through Bravo at 2,500, we'll report overhead, Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot.
Class Bravo in 2.3 miles.
Alright, so we have our Bravo clearance already, we didn't have to request that, so that's cool. I'm going to assume report overhead is
Class
reporting overhead the Los Angeles airport. That's what I'm going to assume here. Let's double check our heading indicator compass. Okay, right over top of LAX, okay. We're still a bit deflected. Let's gotta get a little bit more right here to get on that radial. Alright, that looks good there.
Class Delta below in 6.3 miles.
LAX ground, Skyhawk 551 Echo Sierra is at 25 left, ready for departure.
Number 551 Echo Sierra, Los Angeles Tower, runway 25 left, clear for takeoff.
25 left, clear for takeoff. 551 Echo Sierra.
Alright, so we're just about to cross over, what is that, 24 right? Gosh, it's a big airport. Los Angeles helicopter Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot is overhead LAX.
Number 8033 Foxtrot, radar service terminated, squawk VFR, contact Hawthorne Tower 121.1.
Squawk VFR 121.1, Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot.
Clasp Delta below in 3.4 miles.
Hawthorne Tower is Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot is on the mini route north to south at 2,500.
Number 8033 Foxtrot, Hawthorne Tower, say intention.
We'd like to vacate the mini route and head direct to Catalina, Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot.
Number 8033 Foxtrot, roger, frequency change approved.
Frequency change approved, thank you. Have a good day, Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot. What am I heading? 146, 150, something like that. So I would imagine I would need so many different frequencies here. I want to say it's 124.3 is what I would need for departure.
551 Echo Sierra, contact departure.
The departure, 551 Echo.
SoCal approach, Skyhawk 627 Delta Mike, 5,000.
For 627 Delta Mike, SoCal approach, Palomar altimeter 2993.
2993, 7 Delta Mike.
SoCal departure, Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot, a VFR request?
8033 Foxtrot, SoCal approach, go ahead.
Good evening, we're at type 172, about 5 miles south of the Hawthorne Airport, direct to Catalina. I'd like to pick up flight following this evening.
33 Foxtrot, roger, squawk 7302.
7302, Skyhawk 8033 Fox.
Zero 33 Fox, radar contact now 8 miles southeast of the Los Angeles VFR. Let me get an altimeter here, please. Stand by. Torrance altimeter 2990.
9990, Skyhawk 8033 Fox. Alright, 9990 checks. Man, I can just see the haze over the island already. major approach into Catalina. We're gonna shoot the VOR A.
Sub Delta Mike 8 is Bravo with Palomar advising you have that and an approach request.
At Bravo and request for the ILS runway 24 for 7 Delta Mike.
7 Delta Mike, roger, thanks.
Alright, so we need to, we're gonna have to climb up to 3400 at some point here.
Destination ASOS is 120.675.
Uh, 114.15.
033 Foxtrot connects SoCal approach 127.4.
127.4, Skyhawk 8032 Foxtrot. SoCal approach, Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot is 2,500.
033 Foxtrot, SoCal approach, good evening, Catalina, altimeter 2993.
993, Skyhawk 8033 Fox.
Delta Mike, turn left heading 080 back to the approach.
Left for 080, 7 Delta Mike.
It is looking kind of dicey over there. Welcome back, Christine. You didn't miss much. We are with SoCal departure. I'm getting ready to request my pop-up IFR into Catalina. SoCal departure, Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot. Any chance of a pop-up IFR into Catalina via the GPS Alpha?
8033 Foxtrot, certainly have no request.
Alright, so we're on request. Let's get our craft here.
Victor 33 Foxtrot, cleared to the Catalina Airport via direct Santa Catalina VOR, direct, maintain 4,000.
Clear the Catalina Airport via radar vectors direct, and then Catalina direct, maintain 4,000. Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot.
For 33 Foxtrot, read back her.
Let's go and get up to 4,000 feet here. Lean us out a little bit.
For 551 Echo Sierra, turn left heading 120.
Left headed 120, 551 Echo Sierra.
172. Heading indicator compass still looks good there.
551 Echo Sierra, connects to Cal approach 128.1.
128.1, 551 Echo Sierra. SoCal approach, Skyhawk 551, Echo Sierra, level 4000, request the ILS runway 20 right into John Wayne.
551 Echo Sierra, SoCal approach, John Wayne altimeter 291, I have your request.
901, 1 Echo Sierra.
33 Foxtrot, cross the Santa Catalina VOR at or above 3,400, clear GPS Alpha approach.
Cross the Catalina VOR at or above 3,400, clear GPS Alpha approach, Skyhawk 8033 Fox. Alright, we're about 8.2 miles away from the VOR. We're going to go out and then come back in.
Five one Echo Sierra, clear direct Seal Beach.
Alright, we're going to go ahead and put our goggles on here.
Seal Beach, correct?
Affirmative, 1 Echo Sierra.
So we can fly this approach via reference to instruments only. Alright, so now all of my visual reference has been limited with the goggles here.
Maintain 4,000.
Down to 4,000 for 7 Delta Mike.
Now we're about 5 miles, just a little over 5 miles away from the VOR. We need to lose about 600 feet or so to get to the 3400. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and pull some power out. Carb coming on. Make sure it's going to go in just a little bit for a descent here. A bit quicker of a descent than I wanted. Alright, let's get our clocks ready. Then we need the 195 outbound. Once we cross the VOR there. Got traffic 600 feet below.
Three Foxtrot, if you defer traffic off your left wing there, about a half a mile northeast on altitude indicated 3000, should be no factor.
Roger, Skyhawk 33 Foxtrot. Can't really see him anyway with the foggles on.
7 Delta Mike.
Normally, we would probably have a safety pilot with us.
160, 7 Delta Mike.
551 Echo Sierra across Seal Beach at 4000, cleared ILS runway 20 right over.
Cross Seal Beach at 4000, cleared ILS 20 right, John Wayne, 551.
Vertical track.
Alright, so we're going to let 195 on the outbound once we cross over. Right, heading 199er.
Vertical track.
Alright,
7 Delta Mike.
count outbound for 1 minute.
Intercept the localizer.
210 and intercept the localizer for 7 Delta Mike.
Seven Delta Mike, 4 miles from ESCON, maintain 3,500 till established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 24.
Maintain 3,500 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS, runway 24, 7 Delta Mike.
reset that. Go out this way for another minute or so. Okay, if we said that. I feel like my heading indicator is wonky from my compass here. And then we'll bring that back in. Standard rate turn back onto 015. I feel like it totally messed up that entry, this hold.
7 Delta Mike, connect Palomar Tower 118.6.
118.6, 7 Delta Mike.
8033 Foxtrot, no traffic observed between you and the Catalina Airport. Now radar services are terminated. You can cancel the IFR in the air with me or on the ground on this frequency change to advisory frequency 3.
Over to CTAF, and I'll be talking to you soon. Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot. Catalina traffic, Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot at 4 miles south of the field on the VFR Alpha approach. Catalina. Alright, so on the inbound, at about 3,100 as we cross back over. Then as we cross over, we're switching from 015 to 352. Alright, over 0.5 away from the VOR. Three 352. 352. And MDA was what? 2580. It is uber windy right now. Alright, we're 2800. Alright, let's go visual, see where we're at here. And where's the airport? Alright, we got ground contact, got the field. Catalina traffic, Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot is on a right downwind for runway 22, full stop, Catalina. Catalina traffic, Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot is right base 22, full stop, Catalina. And Catalina, Skyhawk 33 Foxtrot right base to
500.
final approach 22, full stop, Catalina. Make sure it's rich. Landing lights on, gear is fixed and welded. Seat belts, switches, overshot that just a little bit. But we do have the runway made. In sight. Not actually made just yet.
500.
I really forgot to take those winds into account when I made that turn. Alright, wind to white arc, let's get flaps 10. A little bit high, it's alright. Pull some power. Flaps 2. All those windsocks are dang near horizontal.
Approaching runway 22. Entered runway 22. 3,100 feet remaining.
Alright. Rudder. Aileron. Yeah, that was kind of brutal. Carpet off. Flaps up. I really probably should have just tried that with no flaps and just managed everything with power. It's just less of a surface for that wind to grab a hold and push us everywhere. Let's get across this line, and now it's clear, then we'll cancel IFR. Catalina traffic, Skyhawk 8032 Foxtrot, clear runway 22, taxi ramp, Catalina. SoCal departure, Skyhawk 8032 Foxtrot. We are on the ground at Catalina. We'd like to cancel our IFR.
We're 8033 Foxtrot, traffic cancellation received. Thanks, have a good night.
Appreciate your service. Have a good night, Skyhawk 8032 Fox. I probably didn't even need to say that. It's just kind of habitual.
Southwest 4709, connect LA Center 124.62.
2462, good day, Southwest 4709.
Okay, let's go park our bird and shut down. Head back to the hangar. Debrief for a couple minutes.
Southwest 4709, LA Center, good
Say
evening.
goodnight.
Climate maintain flight level 390.
Okay, landing, pre-landing, did that part. We did the landing part after landing, flaps up. Okay, strobes are gonna go off. Okay, landing lights off. Okay, mixture's rich, trim. Let's get trim back for takeoff. Okay. Transponder, let's get that onto VFR. Alright, EOT is silent. We would know if it wasn't. Sounds a lot like this. Of course, if we were testing it, it would sound like this. We're about 8 minutes shy of being able to do that. Avionics gonna go off. Make sure full lean. Mags to off, master to off. Fuels on both, beacon off. Parking brake on. Alright, I really think I entered that hold incorrectly. I'm gonna have to brush up on that hold entry. But let's go back to the hangar. I'll chit chat for just a couple minutes, give a couple thank yous. And then if Christine is still here, I'm really interested to hear about her flying experiences. Okay, I'll see you back there momentarily.
Alright everyone, I would like to thank you all so much for coming in and hanging out this evening as we had some Pilot Edge fun on the Pilot Edge network. I really need to use them more often. I do pay for the service non-stop for the last 4 years now, so I really should start using them more often, and I just... You know, as a real world student instrument pilot, I try to practice approaches that are close to home. We don't have the Pilot Edge coverage out here, so I kind of stick to VATSIM for doing those types of things. But in the same sense, I have to remind myself, approach plate. If you can read an approach plate, you can still apply that same type of knowledge and information to several different approaches. So yes, I do pay for it. I should use it more often than I actually do. But truthfully speaking, the well, the very new Sim and Fun event, and then the Pilot Edge version of Oshkosh. You know, just participating in those two events personally to me are worth what I pay for it throughout the year. Anyway, even if I only do those two events. So, West364, thank you for the new channel follow. Greatly appreciate it. And again, Goldski77, thank you for the new channel follow earlier. Greatly appreciate that. And Iowa Scotsman, your resubscription to the channel is always appreciated as well. Yeah, and Gold C, you do make a excellent point. The service, generally, in my experience, has been, you know, relatively great. And it's always when, yeah, it's. I've run into instances where I've confused some controllers requesting, you know, IFR to the same destinations I'm departing from, but they're still learning that you know, and in doing that, they learn something new. So I have no problem with VATSIM controllers still learning as well. So they do both have their own benefits and their own retrospects. But yeah, the added, and I keep, I won't say I keep overlooking, but I have to remind myself that when I'm on the Pilot Edge network, you know, what I get on my ForeFlight tablet here, you know, as far as frequencies go and ATIS frequencies go, you know, all of that stuff is true and accurate. So I can look at, you know, a specific, you know, we'll just use our departure. You know, I can go through and look at, you know, the ground frequency, the clearance frequency, and the tower frequencies. And I know that when I see these frequencies and I tune them, that's what I'm going to get. Whereas in the VATSIM retrospect, it may not always be what is published. And I could compare both of them, you know, for hours and hours. But let's take a quick look at our route here. Going back, we departed out of Van Nuys VFR. Direct from ground, we didn't have to talk to clearance at all. And then once we were out of the Delta, taking a look back at the mini route here, we can see it starts at Santa Monica Tower. And so Goldsy was kind enough to kind of remind me, and it's been so long since I flew the mini route, but remind me the easiest way to go about getting that. And yes, once we were out of the Van Nuys Delta, it was just a matter of contacting Santa Monica Tower and requesting the mini route at 2500 north to south. And then they handled all the transitions to the various frequencies, and it worked out pretty well. And then from there, we proceeded direct to Catalina and requested a pop-up IFR clearance into Catalina, probably somewhere around here or so. And what I need to do is I want to bring this approach plate back up here. Procedure, approach. So if I pull up this approach plate, my theory was, you know, to cross the Santa Monica or Santa Catalina VOR, okay, and then again, it's still learning. I felt like, and again, it's been a while since I've flown this approach. After crossing the VOR, I needed to fly outbound for 1 minute, grab a 45 degree to the right, and then reestablish on the 195, and then make a 180 degree turn back onto the 015 and recross the Catalina VOR. I don't think that's how that's supposed to go. I'm going to have to refresh myself on the correct... Actually, I wonder if ForeFlight can do this for me. Let's just take a quick look here. Procedure, approach. And we'll use the Catalina as the initial fix. Add to route. Okay, so I guess I wasn't terribly off there. So ForeFlight had us kinda, okay, flying out and then 45 degrees. Okay, so I guess that wasn't terrible. What was terrible were the winds over Catalina Island today. They were blowing me all over the place. As long as you remain on the protected side of the VOR, you're good. Okay. And then I'm gonna have to figure. I'm gonna have to look up what the protected side of the VOR actually is, so that I can apply that to other VORs. So I would assume that the protected side would be away from anyone cross. Protected side being the side that the holder procedure turn is drawn on the chart. Okay. Okay. Okay, so what they don't want then, by that, is to cross the VOR, continue straight on the 195, and then make a right-hand, turn to go back in, like a clockwise turn. So I think I'm understanding that correctly. So I guess my entry into there was not illegal. And I guess they draw the hold in a complete circle in case you actually have to hold there, which would, I guess, make sense. Still having problems maintaining the heading, maintaining course while we're having sole reference to instruments, and I can see that just based upon the various S turns as we made our way along the route there. But that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm practicing this. And full disclosure, personally, I find it a lot easier to maintain a heading, when I'm under the vision limiting device, when I'm in the real plane, than I am in the simulator. Okay. Goldsy, I appreciate that information so much. Greatly do. And Christine, I am all ears. If you want to take a couple minutes, if you're still around, and tell me about your flying incidents. If you want to, the floor is yours. Entirely up to you. Tomorrow, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get into anything tomorrow. I've got an EAA meeting that I need to attend to, and then by the time I get back here, it might get kind of late. But we might get to do some more Pilot Edge flying on Friday, which I have yet to decide on a plan for that. Although I did talk to Keith Smith recently, and I guess that they now have the Pilot Edge now has the ability to reset the ratings, so I may end up actually flying the I ratings again, just as a refresher and something to do. And 90% of the time, that's my hardest part, is figuring out what I want to do, as far as flights go. The new 5.1 surround sound I put in the simulator, it's really kind of cool. One experience, plane stalled. The pilot said they hit an air pocket. On the second experience, a wind came very close to hitting the runway while landing. Well, I can imagine how incidents like that could greatly affect. Yeah, that's right. They do have the pilot edge does have focus fields. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do some more of that pilot edge flying. So like you pointed out, I pay for it. I may as well use it. Okay, I think that is it for me this evening. I do want to thank you all very much for coming in and hanging out. It's definitely been a pleasure. I do want to say take care of yourselves and take care of each other. I feel like that's important nowadays, especially nowadays. Take care of each other. Let's see who we can go and continue our evening enjoyment with and possibly raid today. And as always, if you are new here, please feel free to go ahead and follow the channel if you haven't done so you can get notified of our next unscheduled flight. And of course, if you have come back to the channel, continue to hang out with me. I greatly appreciate that as well. Let's see here. Who do we have going on? Let's go raid. Just because I'm sure they're on pilot edge right now. We'll go raid the jump seat, who is almost always Sim Caesar. And since I see Continuum flying on his home stream, I can almost guarantee Mustafa is going to be in the jump seat today with Sim Caesar. They're also flying in X-Plane 12, which is more of my forte, no offense, than the Microsoft counterpart. So let's go raid the jump seat. You all take care and stay safe. If you don't want to stay for the stream, please just stay for the raid, and we will see you all next time. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for the new knowledge and advice, and we will see you all next time. Have a great night and take care.